Okay, hello, welcome. I'm going to be talking about this build here. Um, this has been sitting on my shelf for quite a while, and I want to get rid of some space that it's taking up, and maybe use some of these guys for some other things. This whole thing was done about a year ago. Yeah, and I'll just walk through some of the fun elements here. So to start, we've got the ridiculously expensive goats that have now since dropped in price. So I can actually use them in a place here. So it's a little squirrel. Lots of these pick-a-brick parts here as well. So yeah, on this side, I'll just start with this nice little windmill design. It's loosely inspired by that iconic windmill set that everybody who enjoys this type of stuff knows about. And that's where I have a lot of pieces from as well. So starting back here, we have the commander of this force using the new D&D CMF torso there, as well as one of the the Knight's Hero Kingdom shield. So it's a bit beat up, which I kind of like, but that's probably just mostly from my teeth marks, which makes it even a little bit better because I've had that piece forever. In the back here, we've got a nice little owl, a bag, one of the banners, the blue banners there, I really like, and as well as this nice little well design that I think comes from YouTube or some other Pinterest, which is where a lot of these ideas have been inspired by, just online. Some mushrooms in the back as well. And there's this really nice fantasy era castle figure with the barding on his horse, which is just awesome looking. So much so that I picked up one for the Black Falcons, but it just feels kind of odd with the two different types. Yeah, but so for this MOC, I have done both Fantasy Era Castle Figs as well as Black Falcons, just because it kind of matches the blue. Actually, in the back here, there's a few of those blue 2013 figs that from that iconic battle pack where they just came in. They kind of match, they kind of don't. In the back here, we have a fig from that windmill, or at least the torso is. So you can see it's cracked. Like his face, how he's just kind of like out of energy from carrying the banner all the way around. They're up against these green knights here. A lot of these torsos coming straight from the Lord of the Rings, like the elvish hobbit figures. I like the green color, so I stuck with it. Especially, I think it matches well with these green, dark green Dragon Knight figs, which looks super cool. So yeah, coming right along here, I have another banner guy, and the whole army's funneling towards this path here. I tried to do, I don't know what I was doing. I was going to do like a Witcher type figure, but it didn't really work. Used an elastic band and just kind of looked dumb, but I kept the hood and the cloak. Yeah, leading the army there. Another banner guy. Inside of there, there's a little prison that we'll get to in a bit. I don't know, it's kind of hard to see with the darkness here. They're up against these really nice Viking figures. A lot of these torsos are basically from the Hobbit Shire set from like 2012. A lot of the dwarves, I can't get this guy to sit. There we go. A lot of the dwarves have really nice torsos. I think this is like a Rohan guy. He's got the shield and sword. And there's a few more dwarvish type soldiers coming in. I guess if there was lore for this castle, it would be that these green dragon knights, you know, they own the castle, but they've hired or are at least using a force of Viking type warriors who've now sallied out of the castle to join in this battle. So there's also this ladder here, which I tried to build so that it would be the right height, but it's kind of off. Yeah, I'll get a little closer. Not good enough. But I guess because they're sallying out, you know, they don't really need the ladder. I also built this whole siege tower as well, which just looks kind of intimidating, but kind of not super great. In the back there, you can kind of climb up. So Yeah, not my best work, but that's okay. So I didn't really use it because it's big and clunky. Moving to the, I'll just make some space here. More archers at the top, coming around. Got this little hallway there, so we can actually remove this tower. Inspect a little bit more of these figs. I think they're pretty cool, especially this helmet guy. Another Rohan torso, but I think that face is the main antagonist of the Knight's Kingdom. So there's a nice little ladder in there. Probably would be used to some trapdoor at the top, and then in a siege like this, they might just get rid of it altogether so that the defenders couldn't get up. Or rather, the besieging army. Here's a nice little fig. He's got the simple minifig guy face, which I really quite like for the older castle, because I think it's nostalgic. It's very fun. And then I think it's an Ninjago pick-a-brick piece. And he's got the key for the castle. So he's just in his little headquarters here. Nice little table set up, and the door, of course. So you can go out to the wall. Now, there's no real, like, official way to get to this part. I mean, so you just have to pretend there's another ladder or something with a trapdoor. So if we remove this whole section, get it out of the way. Down in here, we have a little prison cell from before. You can kind of see the bars right there. Anyways, I'm gonna stick my fat hand in here. We've got the door to the cell, some more of the cell, then a door to the courtyard here that opens. And then, well, here's the courtyard. Nice little scene here. The blacksmith, looks like probably the blacksmith's wife. I envision these red folk to be like a nobleman of the kingdom, and this is their hired hand or bodyguard or something, and then one of his militiamen. They all fit that red color scheme. There's a little rat in the background, which I like. Guy hard at work cleaning up this place, and this is supposed to be the this red lion emblemed warrior's horse, getting mounted up and ready to go for perhaps to join out through this gate, something like that. There's also a little kid in here. He doesn't seem to mind the siege. He's hanging out with a little dog, using a Star Wars torso. And yeah, this guy's just sort of here to boost the morale of the place as they're under fire. Anyways, back to this little nook here. I got this little guy trapped for all eternity with the fattest rat, the Knight's Kingdom rat that just stands up and looks atrocious. This guy's using one of the dwarvish hairpieces from the Hobbit series. Yep, so he's doomed. He looks very old. From this side, we can actually, we've got a couple of little arrow slits. I don't really love these arrow slits. I like this sort of look because it reminds me of the actual official Lego castle, with this guy up at the top and his flag. Lots of crossbowmen. Yeah, don't really love this triangular thing. I think it looks kind of dumb, but don't want to change it, so. And then there's this little portcullis, drops down, very nice. Some birds that were overpriced. Oh, yeah. I can take this whole roof bit off too as well. It says Coast Guard on there, running out of pieces. And yeah, okay, on this side, it's just a little something to hook in that piece with this on here, if I want to actually lock it in place standing up. And then a little way to get up there. Yeah. All right, let me move some of this stuff out of the way. I'm gonna pop off this green piece here, and then we'll get to the actual house portion of this castle itself. So maybe I'll put this piece back on. Nice, looks good. So we've got some people fleeing this battle scene. A few farmers. They're bringing along their workhorse here. Oops, this fell down. Put that back. Oops. I think it's cracked. Okay. Yep, they're coming up, freaking out. They got the pig in the cart. carrying off all their stuff away from the scene. In this kingdom, I guess they have a lot of elvish, because I have this CMF from like series 3 or something with the elf, which I really liked. I think it has some bite marks on it too, because I just like to eat Legos, I guess, as a kid. Anyway, so they're fleeing to this nice, very nice black horse here. I guess this is the rider, or one of the main warriors from this castle here. There's a dog barking in the back, yeah. And I liked putting these little swords in their back. Like he's kind of got the mace here, which I think is pretty cool, but also the sword in the back. And some chickens running about. In the corner here, I think there's a little frog, yeah, and a bunny rabbit. So yeah, another chicken in there. So yeah, they're going up to try and negotiate, and they're trying to get geared up out of this main gateway here. Another of the new CMF for D&D. I like the elf ears in yellow, so threw them in there. And here we've got some forest men. They're coming up to take this guy down. Don't ask me how they really got here. Like, there is a walkway. I made sure it's accessible. Some boxes under there, but they would have been spotted. Like, it's just no question. So it's just mostly for fun. And I like the leaf work here in the back. But I really like the simplified expression doing like heinous acts. I think that's hilarious. They're just like smiling and they're ready to kill this guy. Very fun. For this other guy, I think it's another CMF, the Pizza Man. No idea from what series. Took his arms off, put him on the torso of the forestman. It looks really good. So yeah, he's dead. And there's the entrance with the flames going. The doors can be opened, just not very well. Initially, I'd actually slotted so that there could be a portcullis in this as well. It just looked disgusting. Like, it did not work that well, so like, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna take it out. Now, if we start to flip this, oh, and in this tower, we just got a friendly little Casper here. Yeah, and the nice little pieces here, so you can kind of shoot out from there, looking down. Okay. Turning this whole thing around. From this perspective, you can kind of see there's a little door back there. Got this nice little, taken out thing, because I think it looks very medieval. Some storage devices. And I really like this little, almost like, I don't know, chapel-y feeling indented window. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, it's also high enough where I feel like in a real castle, maybe not this window there, but because it's on the inside, it wouldn't be like shot through during a siege. Okay, I'm gonna switch on another light. This is the backside, the very doll-like backside. Ooh, it makes it look blue. Okay, good enough. I'll start with the top here. So there's that nice little spot at the window, I mean. I got the Lord's bed, or one of them. Nice green color to match the theme. Potted plant in the back. And I assume that guy back there would be the Lord of the castle. So he's just chilling on this nice chair. Got this book on the bed and a very scraped up bitten sword. Map of the Shire there, I think. The globe. And then on this side we've got, he's kind of, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the light. There's this nice little fireplace back there with a skull. And this door guard using the elf CMF thing. He is very nervous because the Lord is right there. And it's probably super hot with the fireplace going. A nice little map in the back as well. So through this very locked and secure door, we've got another of the Lord's chamber here. Let's pull back. Nice bed design. One of the people that lives at the castle. A little writing nook as well. I think there's a chamber pot back there, yeah. And I like that, the sting on the mantelpiece type element thing. The wardrobe, yeah. And, oh, it gets so dark. This I'd envisioned to be like, oh, that's my thumb. This right here, I'd envisioned to be like a dragon scale or something to that effect. Some just more wall clutter. I think there's also this potted, or what's it called? Bottle design here that has a little ship on it from Parts of the Caribbean. Yeah. All right, moving to the next floor. we have that little exit and entrance back there. Through here, this little open hall, there's actually a spiral staircase. It leads down to the second, or the bottom basement floor, I guess. Now, I should have removed this, but I built it right into the whole thing, so you can't really see it, but if I shine a light, you can kind of get the little spirally effect back there. So yeah, on this layer, I like this table a lot, the green and yellow. It was mostly to conserve pieces, but not really quite like how it turned out. The little candle back there. There's also storage device back there, which is quite nice. The hutch design, another of those potted plant things. Some nice chairs and very cozy feel. In the backdrop, you can see the wooden doors for exiting and entering this part of the castle. There's a little library that I built, and this nice chair here, and then the banner of the castle, which is this gold color that I think is from the fantasy era type stuff. It's in a few other places. This guy's getting chewed out for something he presumably messed up on by this instructor type figure, which I think is pretty cool. Okay, so going through that spiral staircase, coming down to the bottom, we have this very fat figure with a sausage, and I'll shine the light for this. It might not focus super well, but there's a dining table, some food on it, and a letter, and a fork, storage area in the back. There's a kitchen, doesn't really want to focus. Yeah, little fireplace back there, some food, and this lady's preparing a carrot with a knife. And then there's also, as part of this area, like a spot for the Lord to sit, a rat under the table, one of these very cute little tiny minifigure, like on the top floor we had this old style tiny figure, but this one is just like very fun. And so they're drinking some poisonous potion-y something. There's that spinning fireplace or fire holder, candle holder thing. I really like the look of that. I think it's cool, but it doesn't actually provide any light, so it's so dark. Of course. You can just barely make out, yeah, there's some storage spots back there for like kegs and stuff and some barrels, and so that would be the cellar of the castle. So there's also another little door back there, super hard to see. Anyway, it leads around, put this guy away, to this section here. So there's the door back there. I can remove this wall, thankfully, with the nice little spider on it. So it's clinging to the back there. This guy I envisioned to be like the bailiff or the tax keeper or something of the castle. He's got this nice little desk and writing spot, and it's tucked away very nicely. I'm just scooching around. That's my squeaky chair. But there's a little bed in there, a lamp. He's got a lamp too. There's the back wall. And yeah, there's the spot he would sit. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole location. I'll swing it back around here, put it back together for a final little look. But yeah, it is so difficult. Okay. Yep. Then there's just a couple more things over here I'll show. There's some of these like Lord of the Rings inspired, like Lord of the Rings video game, Lego video game inspired tents. This would be the king of the blue faction, the combination faction. Gandalf the White figure turned into, if it'll focus, this wizard-esque guy with the actual king face. And then these old school fantasy era trolls, which I really like. Just a small unit, that's all I've got. But yeah. So that's sort of the whole thing. Let's just reassemble this part here. Take that out of the way. Throw this top part back on too. and I don't know where I put the other piece, but yeah, so that's sort of the build. Oh, there it is. Put that nicely on there. But yeah, so that's the castle there. And yeah, just this little extra part there. Get that out of the way. Yeah, farewell.